Once upon a time, in the heart of Ireland, the Kingdom of Mide was a land of rolling green hills and sacred groves. It was said to be the very center of the island, where the 5 great roads converged and the druids held their most powerful rituals. But beneath its beauty lay a darkness, a shadow cast by an ancient curse that none dared to speak of. The curse of the Morrígan, the phantom queen of war, death, and prophecy. The story begins with King Éanna, a ruler of great ambition. He sought to expand Mide's borders, uniting all the tribes of Ireland under his rule. But his rise was not through diplomacy or honor. It was through blood. He slaughtered entire clans, burned sacred groves, and desecrated ancient burial mounds. The druids warned him that his actions would awaken the wrath of the Morrígan, the goddess who watched over Ireland's fate. But King Éanna laughed at their warnings. "No spirit can defeat me," he declared. "I am the master of this land, and I bow to no god or ghost." One cold Samhain night, when the veil between the worlds of the living and the dead was at its thinnest, King Éanna led his warriors into the cursed bog of Sheona, a place the druids had forbidden anyone to tread. Deep within the bog lay an ancient stone altar, blackened by centuries of rain and shadowed by a gnarled oak tree. Legend claimed it was the Morrigan's sacred ground, a place where she whispered her prophecies of doom. As Éanna's warriors approached, the air grew heavy with the stench of decay, and the ground squelched beneath their boots. A thick mist coiled around their legs, chilling them to the bone. Yet, Éanna pressed on, dragging the druids with him as unwilling witnesses. "We will claim this land tonight," he declared, driving his sword into the altar stone as a sign of defiance. The earth trembled. A cry erupted from the mist, unlike anything human, a shriek of rage and sorrow, of vengeance promised and death foretold. Out of the fog stepped a figure, her form shifting like smoke. The Morrigan herself appeared, cloaked in raven feathers, her face pale as bone, and her eyes burning with a crimson fire. 3 crows circled her head, their wings blacker than the night. "You have defiled my sacred ground," the Morrigan hissed, her voice echoing like thunder. "For your arrogance and cruelty, you and your kingdom are cursed. You will know no peace, no glory. Your name will be forgotten, and your descendants will wander the earth as shadows, cursed to see the ruin of all they touch." King Éanna laughed, drawing his sword. "No phantom can frighten me. Begone, hag, before I strike you down." The Morrigan's smile was cruel. "You cannot strike down what is already death," she said. Then she raised her arms, and the crows shrieked as one. The mist thickened, swallowing the warriors whole. Screams echoed through the bog as men clawed at their own faces, their flesh rotting before their eyes. Others dropped their weapons, their bodies twisted into gnarled shapes as the bog swallowed them. The druids who had begged Éanna to stop were turned to stone, their faces frozen in eternal agony. As for Éanna, he tried to flee, but the Morrigan stood before him wherever he turned, her hollow laughter filling the night. Finally, she reached out her hand, and Éanna's sword turned to rust in his grip. "You will not die," she whispered, "not yet. You will walk this earth as a cursed king, your kingdom crumbling to ash around you. And when the last of your bloodline dies, I will come for you." When dawn broke, The warriors of Mide were gone, their bodies consumed by the bog. Éanna alone staggered back to the hill of Tara, his face pale and gaunt, his hair streaked with white. But when he arrived, he found his kingdom in ruin. The crops had withered overnight, and his people fled as he approached, their eyes filled with terror. His once proud castle was reduced to rubble, overrun by crows. The Kingdom of Mide, once the heart of Ireland, fell into darkness. No bard sang of its glory, no tale of its conquest was ever told. King Éanna wandered the desolate land, unable to die, cursed to see his legacy forgotten. It is said that his ghost still roams the bogs of Mide, his hollow cries carried on the wind. And on Samhain night, if you dare to walk the misty bogs, you may hear the Morrígan's laughter echoing through the darkness. Beware her sacred ground, for those who disturb it are doomed to share Éanna's fate, a life without peace, a name lost to time, and a death that never comes. Don't forget to like, share your suggestions for which story you'd like to hear next, repost, save to your favorites, and follow us for more captivating Irish folk tales.